she's not a woman, neither a man,
neither fish nor frog.
Because they will tear him to pieces because of her body, of his body look. He looks like a woman. He moves like a woman.
Corruption in Nigeria is something that it will take a very serious government to eradicate or reduce to the barest minimum. And this is the reason why Very Dark Man is in trouble right now. I was saying in trouble because there's going to be a long journey for him and the Falana family.
See,
defamation.
Look, there is a defense to defamation, but what is important here is the job of a whistleblower that the fellow, the Very Dark Man, Martins, did. So first of all, let's agree, let's acknowledge that. You know, the unfortunate part of it is that he didn't have to mention the name of Femi Falana, for goodness sake.
Right.
When he could not verify that. And the way he mentioned it by saying that a lawyer that he once respected, a lawyer to Fela and all the kind, that was damaging and that was unnecessary because he didn't have the proof at that time. But if his intention was correctional, in the sense that he wanted to expose the dark side of Nigerian prison, the very things that Fisayo had said many years ago, since 2019, I mean, indicating that Nigerian Correctional Service is a huge joke. I mean, imagine the fact that
unintended consequences.
It is not. Look, you don't call that unintended. I think that is not fair. And to consider that there is an aspect of defamation that is criminal, I think that the Martins should actually answer to that. He could have simply said a certain prominent lawyer and not make unfortunate and unfounded allegations, especially when Mr. Femi Falana SAN has now said he has never had such kind of a conversation. And you need to know the personality of the Falana that we're talking about. For goodness sake, how much is involved? And then you need to also look at the fact that you are talking about prerogative of mercy. Do you think it just happens because a lawyer applies?
Now, let's leave that aside and talk about the issue of Bobrisky and the Correctional Center. Bobrisky declaring himself as a woman, the law being made in 2014, which states that it is an offense to claim that you are a man while you are a woman, or claim to be a woman while you are a man. The Nigerian law did not support transgender. So it's an offense already on Bobrisky. While he was in court, he was asked if he is a man or a woman, and he said he is a man. So when you look at this carefully, are you going to now tell me that because of the fact that he is being seen as a man or not a woman is the reason why they kept him outside the Correctional Center? These are the things that we should be looking at now. As a serious nation and government, I believe that attention should be put carefully to the revelation review by Very Dark Man. Mr. Martins, known as Very Dark Man. But then they are not trying to shy away from that particular revelation and looking at a personal fight between him and Femi Falana. In as much as many believe that there is a defamation there, I believe that that can be handled in a way, but let us focus on the main issue. But let's watch this particular video which unveil another truths behind this whole drama between Bobrisky and the Correctional Center.
Correctional Service has buildings that accommodate convicted criminals and awaiting trials, including condemned criminals. Who is this inmate? Where is it to be kept? This man we are discussing today is neither here nor there as a man or a woman to be recognized. Are we going to say he is a man or is a woman? Now, thank God he openly confessed to the judge that tried her at the magistrate court. If I explain the setting up of the accommodation is for condemned prisoners, CC, those who have been sent, they are parts. They should not mingle with other inmates. The second accommodation is convicted inmates who are the owner of the prison because awaiting trial has not been tried. The accommodation that is provided for all male, are they going to bring Idris with a transgender body look to go and sleep in the general cell with general prisoners. That is where it comes in. That the first thing the record will do is to now say, okay, how do we treat this type of woman? She's not a woman, neither a man.
Neither fish nor frog.
Now, it is obvious that what very dark man was saying is not far from the truth. You know, from what you've heard from this man here, it is just obvious that that is what happened. And one can actually say that some of those things cannot actually come to the media. But we have a law which did not support transgender. So there is no reason why Mr. Okoye, popularly known as BOBRISKY, should be kept away from where he ought to be. Because we have a law that is not in support of transgender. So there is no excuse to anywhere. However, we learned that some top officials has been, suspended. They are under investigation and all of that. You have seen that flying around the social media. But let's talk about this. Is it about the fact that the government of the day or Nigerian government as a whole are not serious with enforcing of law across board, or selectiveness in how they enforce the law? Like you see, it is possible for a very big politician or political elite or a big man to beat traffic, and the road safety or VIO or whatever will not go after them. But a common man will drive past with his small vehicle, and then they will hold him responsible, and punish him and all of that. This is not an allegation. It is something that I have seen with my two eyes. There were so many times that you will see an SUV will pass, there will be traffic. Most of the time, the Federal Road Safety Commission, kudos to them, most of the times they go after you, they arrest you, irrespective of who you are. And sometimes they don't. That is just the obvious truth. So, is it selectiveness of how we apply our rules or our laws that is a problem, or the fact that we are just totally corrupt and we're not ready to change things when looking at this particular issue between the correctional center and BOBRISKY? Let me have you take at the comment section. Thank you for watching.
First thing the record will do is to now say, okay, how do we treat this type of woman? She's not a woman, neither a man.
Neither fish nor frog.
So no, that
well, she identified as a man. She's a man. She identified as a man.
That is
so that's a man. That's a man.
The Nigerian law does not.
It's not a man.
Understand
he's a transgender.
Transsexuality.
No, but he
identified as a man.
But what of our body picture?
But the correctional center is a legal entity in Nigeria.
Exactly. So they now look for a way not to disturb, because she can cause heavy riots.
No. He.
You see now.
He identified
as a man.
So we'll have to take
I'm telling you how I was in the prison. I spent 10 years in the prison.
Okay.
I am not telling you stories. All those stories you are hearing, majority of those who are contributing don't know anything that is going on in the prison.